Hello, all of you. Welcome to the 8th class for partnership, and we are still continuing admission of partner. But before I go on to the last concept in admission of partner today, what we have learned we should know. Whenever a partner is admitted, checklist. Do we know the old ratio, new ratio, and the sacrificing ratio? And we have choose digest करके खा गए कि not necessary कि when a new partner is admitted, all the old partners are sacrificing. Yesterday we have seen sometimes it's gaining also. Amit, Sumit, and Lalit's problem. Lalit was admitted, Sumit was gaining. So we should know PSR. We should know the treatment of goodwill. If cash is brought in, cash to premium, premium to old ratio. If cash is not brought in, raise the goodwill in old ratio, write off in the new ratio. Third adjustment is all the reserves. Give it to old partners, old ratio. Losses, if any, P&L debit balance, give it to old partners, old ratio. Fourth, revaluation account. If asset is not recorded and if you want to record, it's obviously revaluation credit side, it will come and so on. So after doing all the adjustments revaluation account, yesterday's class, the focus was on adjusting closing capital. 3-line simple statement you have to make in your working. Don't say, ma'am, itne working notes banane mein time jayega, aap jaldi karoge. Closing balance as it is, write down. New PSR and required closing balance, either taking total capital as base or taking incoming partners capital as base. That language will be given clear. Now my capital is 5 lakh and my required capital is 450. 50,000 I can withdraw in cash only if they say. Otherwise, put it in the current account. And like popping up in your mind, it should be very clear that in all this, don't forget those assets and liabilities where there is no change. Stock, creditors, then from the opening balance sheet to closing balance sheet, you take it as it is and tell it. I have literally seen students कि ये chapter vast है, but I have seen students getting 15 out of 15. Earlier it was 16 marks in CA Inter old syllabus. 16 marks मिलते हैं पूरे partnership में. I have seen the answer sheets. Because if you have the clarity for all the workings, your answer is going to be correct. And this revision is for you. If you still have a doubt, ask. Otherwise, what I'm starting today in admission, I want to say. 3 concepts we are picking up. I'm introducing right now memorandum revaluation account. Next problem we'll do for withdrawal of goodwill कैसे करना है and one hidden goodwill. अब ये देखो, revaluation account तो you all know, assets, liabilities and whatever is profit and loss, give it to old partners, old ratio. What is this memorandum revaluation account? When I'm preparing revaluation account, all my assets debit to revaluation. Okay, so I'm immediately going to balance sheet and increasing my assets and then coming and writing revaluation credit. Provision for doubtful debts, 1,000 you want to create. Okay, you want to create a liability, revaluation account debit to provision. और वो provision को हम तभी we go to the balance sheet and we write it. Sometimes what happens, this is a very practical case, it's a running partnership firm. A and B are partners. C is admitted. C, wait. Before you come, whatever is the change in the value of assets and liabilities that both of us will distribute. So we want to give revaluation profit to old partners, old ratio, but we don't want to change the value of the assets and liabilities. Running business hai na. If furniture is 10,000, we know if you sell it, you will not get more than 6,000. So 4,000 you have reduced the value of furniture and debited revaluation account. But revaluation you want to put the loss, and this loss of 4,000 should be borne by old partners. But actually we want to maintain the furniture account at 10,000. Then we prepare a second part of the revaluation account. That is called as memorandum revaluation account. Whatever upward downward changes you have done, you reverse. Ma'am, तो फिर तो nullify हो जाएगा. But when you have got profit in revaluation account, if you reverse, you will get loss. and that loss you put it in new ratio. Even if whatever I've explained is 50% clear, good job. एक प्रॉब्लम करेंगे तो क्लियर हो जाएगा. So let us start now with the concept in admission of partnership. Dear students, this is I think third class no for admission ही. हाँ, 8th class है मतलब third, 5th class तक तो हम goodwill और basic कर रहे थे. But the concepts what I am teaching, adjust the capital, adjust the goodwill, this memorandum, I will not explain this again in the retirement and death. कहीं भी पूछ सकते हैं. So in case a memorandum revaluation account is opened, in upper portion entries are passed in the same way and the profit should be transferred to the old partners. Memorandum revaluation account debit to old partners, old ratio. In the lower portion of the revaluation account, all the above entries are reversed so that assets and liabilities values are unchanged. If there is a profit in the upper portion, obviously there's going to be a loss. All the partners capital account debit, new ratio for that loss to memorandum revaluation account. So profit you give it, can you please underline this in old ratio? Loss you give it in the new ratio. Okay? Right. Next now. Raj, problem number 6 we are doing. I think sure we have done till problem number 5 in notebook. एक बार देख लेते हैं नोटबुक कहाँ तक किया हमने कल. Yeah, rainstorm dust problem was really very nice, especially the new PSR and all. All right, so here we go. Raj and Udhav are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2. Okay, they admitted Thackeray. And Thackeray will bring 50,000 as capital and 10,000 goodwill for 1/5 share. Provision for doubtful debts you have to make, and stock is there, freehold premises are there. Partners agreed that the value of assets and liabilities remain same. Ma'am, exam में कैसे पता चलेगा कि we have to do this? So please underline this in your notebook. If they say keep the value of assets and liabilities same, there should not be any change in the book values. You are required to make necessary adjustments in the capital account of partners and show the balance sheet of the new firm. Problem number 6. Problem number 6, we are doing some nice concept. Sure. Concept of memorandum revaluation account. That's what we are studying in this problem number 6. Start by preparing memorandum revaluation account. Double size what you have been preparing normally, because it will have 2 parts, above the line and below the line. Above the line and below the line. Next, let us prepare partners capital account. Current account is not there, so directly 3 partners capital accounts will prepare. Yeah, please be little quick in preparing the capital accounts and all with me. और कोशिश करो एक एक चीज साथ में करो. When I am preparing accounts you do, when I am reading you read. Raj, Udhav and Thackeray. चलेगा if you are also writing RUT. राज को बिल्कुल बुरा नहीं लगेगा कि मेरा नाम पूरा नहीं लिखा. And then balance sheet bracket में after admission of ठाकरे का स्पेलिंग नहीं मिल रहा मुझे. मिल गया. So we have made the balance sheet. No change in the. Did you all underline that line? They want to do the revaluation, but they don't want to change. Working note 1. Old PSR, Raj and Udhav. 3:2. Thackeray is admitted with 1/5 share. So 1 minus 1/5. 4/5 will be divided between Raj and Udhav. 4/5 का 3/5 और Udhav 4/5 का 2/5. 12/25, 8/25. Do you all need any explanation? 1 minus 1/4 has gone. So 4/5 multiplied by 3/5 multiplied by 2/5. So 12/25, 8/25. Raj, Udhav and Thackeray. And Thackeray's is 1/5. So we can multiply again by 5/5. So 5/20. So what is it? Raj, Udhav and Thackeray. 12:2, 8:5. Check with me. Are you all clear with the new ratio? Okay. So working note 1 is ready, dear students. Old ratio, new ratio. Acha, one understanding in your mind you are having or not? Raj and Udhav, between them, old ratio is 3:5. New ratio is also 3:2. Old is also 3:2. So sacrificing. Right now you write a note because you are in a learning stage. I challenge, no books will teach you clearly, but this will help you to solve your problem very fast. See what I am writing, you all write it as explanatory note just for your understanding. Raj and Udhav, old and new ratio. Old and new ratio is same, 3:2. Hence, sacrificing ratio also same. Sacrificing ratio is also same, 3:2. Raj and Udhav, old ratio is 3:2. New ratio is 3:2. So sacrificing ratio is also going to be 3:2. Nice, clear to all of you. Old and new and all right. Chalo. So we have already prepared T format. Memorandum revaluation account, partners capital account. We should write the opening balance right now. For Raj, it is 2 lakhs. For Udhav, it is 1 lakh. If you listen and do also, you will be able to do with me. Raj and Udhav's opening balances we are writing. Now, Thackeray will bring 50,000 capital. Okay, immediately. Bank account, debit and T credit, 50,000. And in the bank account, 10,000 is already there. T's capital added 50,000. अच्छा है, clear है? 10,000 is already there. T's capital is 50,000. Now, Thackeray is bringing goodwill 10,000 for 1/5 share. So if you want, you can make working note to T's goodwill is 1/5 share के लिए 10,000. You need not prepare the table, raise the goodwill in old ratio, write off. No. 1/5 T is getting goodwill in cash. Give it to old partners in sacrificing ratio. Old partners को sacrificing ratio में दे दो. So come and write here all of you. Premium for goodwill. How much is premium for goodwill? 10,000. Into 3 by 5. 6,000 and 4,000. Anyone in the class is having doubt? See, this is the benefit of taking 2 extra classes for goodwill. Ab sab jagah goodwill will be easy. Ma'am, 10,000 he brought, no? Give it to old partners in the sacrificing ratio. 3:2. 6,000 and 4,000. And here add for goodwill 10,000. Add for goodwill 10,000. Now, all of you with me should go to the revaluation account. Aa jao. Revaluation account. Provision for doubtful debts you have to create on datas. So you are creating a liability. So it's a loss. Revaluation account debit to provision for doubtful debts at the rate of 2% on datas. Datas are 25,000 into 2%. 25,000 into 2%. 500. Now, what did I teach you, dear students? Now only you should go in the balance sheet or datas में से minus कर दो, but don't do that because they want to maintain the data same. तो मैम फिर इसको कहाँ पार्क करें? इसको रुकाओ अभी, wait कराओ. Stock to be written down by 10%. Is your one hand on book? See, my left hand is on the material. I am reading. Are you reading? Always when results come, students tell me that only best thing they have learned here is this art. ये एक जो बारीकियां है ना, प्रॉब्लम ऐसे पढ़ना, आंसर ऐसे अटेम्प्ट करना, पेन फ्लो होती है, मार्क्स आते हैं अच्छे एग्जाम में. पढ़ो. Stock to be written down by 10%. So if you are reducing the value of stock by 10%, obviously it is going to be a loss. 3,000.
Ma'am?
Yeah, please say.
Why you we did not multiply the goodwill into 10,000? वो लेकर है हम वो we have divided to the older
Only
part.
if he doesn't bring the goodwill, then we have to raise the total goodwill and write off. If he is bringing, then cash to premium for goodwill to partners.
Right.
And now I am not in the teaching mode. Now this is the 6th problem. Now we are in exam mode. आपको होना तो 15 मिनट लगेंगे, हम सब कर सकते हैं, बट वो लिखने का टाइम नहीं है. क्यों लिखना है? इतना लिखो बस है. And at the most, if you want, you can write the journal entry. Cash he is bringing. Give it to Raj and Udhav 6,000 and Udhav 4,000. Finish.
Ma'am, go a little bit slow, ma'am. I think there is a network issue. I don't know from where. Your voice is cracking. बीच में आवाज नहीं आ रहा.
Okay. Here too from my side it is clear because if network issues there, I get a message in this Wi-Fi के एकदम सामने हूँ मैं. Okay. Now, so now after this, the next adjustment we are doing, that is stock to be written down. All of you have done that? Yes. Freehold premises to be revalued at 240. It is 2 lakh. So if you increase the value, freehold premises debit 40,000, revaluation credit 40,000. Revaluation credit 40,000. Now, plant at 35,000. Plant at 35,000. So plant's value is 40,000. You wanted to make 35,000? चलो plant की value कम कर दो 5,000. Mute your phones, all of you. Reduce the value of the plant by 5,000. Furniture's value is 20. Next item. Balance sheet में furniture's value is 20. And now you want to make it as 25. So increase the value of furniture by 5,000. Office equipment is 25,000. You want it to be 27. Increase the value of office equipment by 2,500. Okay, right. And fifth adjustment, again read it, dear students. Partners agreed that value of assets and liabilities remain same, and as such there should not be any change in the book value. Okay, you don't want to change the value. Furniture की value बढ़ानी है, but you want in books furniture should be 20 only, not 25. So first we will all calculate revaluation profit. Partners capital account को दे देंगे revaluation profit, old ratio 3:2. Chalo, all of you do it very quickly. $47,500. How much it is coming? 39,000. Anyone, any other student in the class also, किसी को भी कोई भी doubt है revaluation account में तो पूछो. Assets value is increasing, increase, it's a profit. Assets value is decreasing, decrease, it's a loss. 39,000 is the profit. Who is going to share this profit genuinely? Old partners, old ratio. आ जाओ. Revaluation profit 3:2 ratio, 39,000 into 3 by 5. 23,400 minus 39,000. 15,600 and done. 15,600 and done. Now, something new we are doing, students. If you don't want to change the assets and liabilities, then reverse it. Just copy it. Like revaluation account debit to provision, provision account debit to revaluation. Buy provision for doubtful debts, reverse. Stock की वैल्यू कम किए थे, बढ़ा दो, buy stock. Buy plant. 2 freehold premises, 40,000. 2 furniture, 5,000. 2 office equipment. You had increased, just I'm doing it little fast, but I'll wait. You had increased the value of office equipment, now reduce it and debit. Now, 47,500. 47,500 minus 8,500. 39,000 is loss. Revaluation loss. Give it to all the partners in new ratio. So that we nullify. Achha, theek hai, you don't want to increase the assets now. So give it to all the partners. To revaluation loss. What is the new ratio? 12:8:5. So 39,000 into 12 by 25. 18,720. 39,000 into 8 divided by 25. 12,480. 39,000 into 5 divided by 25. 7,800. What new you have learned is clear. Revaluation profit give it to old partners, and to nullify the impact of increase or decrease in assets, debit it to the partner's capital account. Right. The whole problem is over now. And tell me one thing, do you want to adjust the closing capital in the PSR? Because yesterday I have done in two problems. Answer is no. They didn't say adjust Raj Udhav's total capital in the PSR. So straight calculate the closing balance. कुछ reserves वगैरह देने हैं? No. Closing balance. Over. I'll give the gist also if required. अभी तो आप close करो. 2,29,400. 229,400. 210,680. 119,600. 1,19,600. Are you all with me? किसी को कोई भी डाउट है तो पूछो. 107120. 50,000 was his capital. New partner's capital was 50,000, but then he has to bear the revaluation loss. 42,200, because if you have not changed the value in future he will also get that furniture's extra profit, no? That stock's loss he will also bear. So to nullify now only debit his capital account with the loss. These closing balances let us write in the balance sheet. Partners capital account. Raj, Udhav and Thakre. 2,10,680. 107120. 42,200. And apart from this, agreed, I'm going little fast because now remaining assets and liabilities figures you have to copy from the opening balance sheet. कोई change ही नहीं है. चलो, no change. So just copy it. Whatever changes there we have adjusted in the memorandum revaluation account. Freehold premises 2 lakhs. Copy करना है अब तो बस. Plant. Very easy problem this is. 40,000. Furniture 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R capital, you have written 10 extra now.
Okay. Office equipment 25,000. Stock 30,000. Datas 25,000. And in bank capital or cash दोनों add कर दो और 70,000 कर दो. This side creditors 30,000. Bills payable 20,000. 210,680 plus 107120 plus 42,200 plus 50,000. 4,10,000 is the balance sheet total. आराम से करो. I'll give you time. If you want me to scroll up and show the capital account, I will do. इसलिए नहीं कि आप इधर उधर घूम रहे हैं, टाइम पास कर रहे हैं, assuming कि sometimes network issues there. आपको कोई भी help चाहिए तो पूछो. Do the balance sheet total and see the concept also. 2 minutes I'm back and I'm doing with you. Yes, ask the doubts. Chalo, please scroll up with me. What new you have learned in this problem? Revaluation account was very routine, but as I increased the value of furniture in the balance sheet, I didn't want it to change the value of furniture. Again, I reduced the value of furniture and I've got it on this side. So revaluation profit jitna aega utna hi loss aega, and give the profit to old partners, old ratio, loss to new partners also in the new ratio, new old sub milake. And rest the problem is so easy. Don't you think other than routine problem this is easy? Because if revaluation account mein you are doing up and down, so the balance sheet you have to literally copy. Yes? Right. Shall we go to the next problem now? Yes. Problem number 8 करेंगे पहले, 7 को बाद में करेंगे. 8th problem we are doing right now. 8th problem is having the concept of goodwill. Goodwill. 8th problem. Read it with me. Atal and Bihari are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2. Balance sheet is given. Building, machinery, furniture, these side capital account. Advani is admitted. One of the best teams who have worked politically. Advani is admitted as new partner 21,000. The capital, underline this. Are you actually underlined? So that next time when you revise from my material orally also you know हाँ ये वाला point ही अलग था, मैम ने underline कराया था. Yes. One second. Yeah. Capital of the partners are to be adjusted in the new PSR, taking Advani's capital as base. Okay. We will adjust the closing capital, taking new partner's capital as base. Advani is to bring premium for goodwill in cash. For kitna? Goodwill amount being calculated, the most tricky part of the question. Goodwill amount being calculated on the basis of Advani's share in the profit. One second. There's no solution for this screen getting stuck up. 1 second, please. Chalo. So, this is the most tricky part, dear students. Goodwill amount being calculated on the basis of Advani's share in profit and capital contributed. ये आपको करना है. Following revaluations are made. This is the very easy. Stock, provision, furniture. ठीक है, वो सब बहुत easy है. तो revaluations करना तो easy है एकदम. So let us start 8th problem in our notebooks. It's a small problem but अच्छे हैं पूरे, इसके gist और सब बहुत अच्छे हैं. Problem number 8. First we will prepare revaluation account. Small one. No, now this is not memorandum revaluation account. Then we have partners capital account. Until now you have not come across such problems where current and capital accounts both are there. Who are the two old partners? Atal and Bihari, and Advani is coming in. Atal, Bihari and Advani. And then we have balance sheet. Bracket mein after admission of Advani. Is the flow clear or not? And your balance sheet. Working note 1, old ratio. Atal and Bihari, 3:2. New ratio, Atal, Bihari, Advani. क्या है न्यू रेशो? दे दिया है आपको 5:3:2. Everyone in the class is clear? Chalo, let us make the capital accounts then. Anyone lagging behind तो message करो, scaling करना आया या नहीं?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Next chapter PDF, madam, you have to send.
We'll discuss later, no dear?
Yeah.
Okay. 8 problem is clear. Revaluation account का format बनाओ, partners capital account बनाओ और balance sheet बनाओ. Okay? Right. Old and new ratio I have given. Now, first please post this. Please post the opening balances. What is the opening balances of Atal? 29,000. Bihari 15,000 and nil. Now, reserves are there. Even if they don't give the reserves 10,000 to old ratio. Old ratio is ready. 3:2 ratio में 10,000 दे दो. So 10,000 into 3/5. 6,000. 4,000 and nil. Reserves we have given. Advani is to bring 21,000 as capital. Welcome. Cash account debit. Come to the balance sheet. Cash is already there 2,000 plus Advani's capital 21,000. Now that's all. चलो revaluations भी कर लेंगे. Revaluations में कोई change नहीं है. See, if this is a routine class, I'm telling you literally wait आप करो revaluation, but then online में wait करो आप कर रहे हैं नहीं, I don't know. So we are doing it together, but you can do it on your own. Revaluation account. Revaluation account. Stock is to be depreciated by 5%. Stock की value कम करना है. So revaluation account debit to stock. Stock की value कम करना है. 15,000 stock है. Reduce the stock value by 5%. 750 say reduce. Go to the balance sheet. They didn't say don't change the assets and liabilities. So we will write stock 15,000 minus decrease 750, 14,250. We have reduced the value of stock. Furniture is to be depreciated. Balance sheet may stay in the balance sheet, stay in the balance sheet. Furniture's value is 5,000 in the inner column. Depreciate it. Furniture depreciated by 10%. 500. 4,500. Furniture depreciate by 10%. 4,500. Building. हाँ सॉरी फर्नीचर का डेप्रीसिएशन की है ना 500 लॉस अभी डाल दो. रिड्यूस द वैल्यू ऑफ फर्नीचर. Next last item in revaluation, building is revalued at 41,350. Building's original value is 35,000. You want it to be 41,350. 41,350 minus 35,000. 6,350. 6350 से increase, 6350 से increase 41350. अच्छा है, क्लियर है. Next, okay, only 3 adjustments were there. So revaluation account is over. Can we give the profit or loss third May? Sorry, I missed writing on the credit side. No, you have increased the value. आपने वैल्यू बढ़ाए ना 6350 से बिल्डिंग की वैल्यू. Buildings values increase. That's all. Calculate revaluation profit. Give it to old partners capital account in old ratio. 6350, 6350. 6350 minus 750 minus 500. 5100. Into 3 divided by 5. Into 3 divided by 5. Correct है ना? 3:2 ratio ही है. ₹100 का डिफरेंस आ रहा है रिवैल्यूएशन प्रॉफिट में. 1 मिनट चेक. Yeah, one more adjustment is there, no? 1 minute. Stock, we have reduced the value. Furniture, we have depreciated by 10%. Building, second adjustment I missed. Provision for bad and doubtful debts is to be raised to 500. Can you put in your material that 2 in the block? It's not by, it's 2. So provision is already there 400. You want to make it 500. So 100 rupees say provision for doubtful debts. It's like provision for doubtful debts is 400. You want to make it 500. Increase it by 100 and now revaluation profit is 5000. Give it to old partners, old ratio. Old partners, old ratio. Nice. Now, opening capital is there, reserves are there, revaluation profit is there, capital brought in is there. Sab ho gaya. Now I want to go and read the problem for goodwill adjustment. And check please, other than these items, opening balance sheet se wo check karo. Building you have changed. Machinery, there is no change. So take it as it is. Furniture change हो गया. Stock change हो गया. Debtors आ गया. Prepaid insurance is there. Prepaid insurance 1500 and cash so we have taken. This side creditors no change. Are you getting? Items which have neither increased and decreased, just copies as it is. Outstanding expense 4000. Capital accounts अटल बिहारी एंड एडवानी वो देख लेंगे क्या करें. Everyone is clear what I am doing? I wrote machinery, prepaid expense, creditors, outstanding as it is. As it is. Okay. So here तक तो सबको clear है. Now something for you all. Please you have to tell me this answer. ये आपको बोलना है. देखो. Advani is to bring premium for goodwill in cash. Goodwill is calculated on the basis of Advani's share in the profits and the capital contributed by him. Exactly same like concept of hidden goodwill. उसका capital कितना है and the capital contributed and the profit, according to that you have to calculate the goodwill. Tell me, how will you get the goodwill? Just this last adjustment will complete the problem and I'll give a break. Sure. आप बोलो, आप कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? See, I'm waiting. Try. No, थोड़ा इधर उधर भी हुआ तो no problem. Goodwill. यहाँ और एक वर्किंग नोट बनेगा. We have to adjust their closing capital. चलो, tell me. Hidden goodwill concept. Sixth method in the goodwills chapter. Yes. Are you all trying in your notebook? Goodwill कैसे आएगा? Is share in the capital contributed by him and his profit sharing. Capital into his share. Okay. So Advani's capital. You say I will do. You teach and Dipti ma'am will learn. अरे स्माइल मत करो. करो करो. सही है. ऐसे ही करना चाहिए. You all are the ones who are teaching us technology. I have never knew that I would use and write it digital like this. Sir, ना my academic sir वो बोल के थक गए कि दीप्ति मैम आप बोर्ड पे लिखना बंद करो, प्रोजेक्टर पे करो, टच स्क्रीन से करो, बैठ के पढ़ाओ. नहीं, फिर then we have to do. तो अब आप बताओ. Okay, स्मितिका you are trying. I'll go as you say. Advani's capital कहाँ था, कितना था? 21,000 for 1/5 share. Okay. So total capital is 1,05,000. Next, what should I do? It's correct. Try karo or say. This is not wasting the time कि चलो आप वीडियो आगे कर लो, मैम तो करेंगे, आप करो. एग्जाम में कुछ ना कुछ नया आएगा. You'll have to do it. Yes. Next word then. Advani is bringing goodwill in cash in his PSR and his capital contributed. So agreed. 21,000 is bringing the capital according to 1/5 share. So total capital should be 1,05,000. How much is already the capital? अटल का कैपिटल कितना है? प्रॉब्लम में दिया है 29. Bihari ka capital, how much it is? 15. Reserves are also a part of the capital, no? Reserves are also a part of the capital, 10,000. Reserves are part of capital, 10,000. Revaluation profit. I just want on closing day, how much is the capital? So Atal's capital, he'll get share in reserves, he'll get share in the revaluation profit also. And Advani's capital also, 21,000. Check how much you are getting. According to 21,000, the total capital of the firm should be 1,05,000. Minus 29, minus 15, minus 10,000, minus 5,000, 21,000. Yes, capital should have been 1 lakh, but capital is this. What extra difference you are getting is called as hidden goodwill. 25,000. Read the language, write it. 2 minutes, I'll be back. Up karo. Dekho, isko complete karo, please. Finished writing. And is it clear or not? 21,000 if Advani is getting capital for 1/5 share, total capital base should be 1,05,000. Assets minus liabilities. Nothing but the value of the firm or the capital employed. But if you take all the 3 partners' capital account and reserves and the revaluation profit, put together everything, then also the difference is coming to 25,000. That is nothing but hidden goodwill. And he is bringing his share in cash. So what will be premium for goodwill? 25,000 into 1/5, 5,000. 25,000 into 1/5, 5,000. Yes, clear to all of you? Now this goodwill we should give to old partners in the sacrificing ratio. So shall we calculate sacrificing ratio, or otherwise prepare the table? 25,000 goodwill raise in old ratio, 25,000 write off in new ratio. तो भी आएगा. This time चलो table method नहीं करके we'll do sacrificing ratio. Sacrifice by Atal. Finished writing or not this working note, all of you? Sacrifice by Atal. What was old ratio? 3/5. What is new ratio? 5/10. 5 and 10, LCM is 10, highest. 5 and 10, 2. 3 into 2, 6. 5. 1/10 is the sacrifice. Sacrifice, please write with me. जल्दी करते हैं, ये प्रॉब्लम खत्म and then we'll take a break. Sacrifice by Atal हो गया, sacrifice by Bihari. Old ratio 2/5. New is 3/10. So 10, 4, 3, 1/10. Okay. Their sacrificing ratio is equal. Sacrificing ratio is 1:1. So 5,000 premium for goodwill can we give to old partners in the sacrificing ratio? Yes. Completed writing working note या मैं wait कर रही हूँ, आप लिखो. Write down, write down. Rahul and all of you, are you all following or not? ये goodwill का working note लिखा. चलो, come to main problem. Write down. Premium for goodwill. Working note 2. 2,500, 2,500. 2,500, 2,500 goodwill दोनों को दे दो. Sacrificing ratio. And increase the cash. Increase the cash for goodwill brought in by 5,000. Now, what else? We have to adjust the closing capitals. So, revaluation account, there is no doubt. Goodwill and reserves and revaluation profit and cash brought in. Everything is clear? Yes. Now, calculate the working note 3. Statement of adjustment of capital. Statement of adjustment of capital. Particulars. Atal Bihari Advani total. And if you remember, what did I say? Closing capital copy karo. Fir PSR likho. Then you write down required capital. Then difference you have to adjust. Adjust the closing capital in the new profit sharing ratio. We will open the current account. Current account में करेंगे. ठीक है? चलो. Please bring in the closing balances. How much is closing balance of Atal? 29,000 plus 6,000 plus 3,000 plus 2,400. 40,500. Second, 15 and 19 and 21, 23,500. 21,000. Please read table के नीचे. Capital are to be adjusted in new PSR taking Advani's capital as base. So 2 के लिए 21,000 base. 2 के लिए 21,000. तो 3 के लिए कितना? 21,000 into 3 divide by 2. 31,500. तो 5 के लिए कितना? 21,000 into 5 divide by 2. 52,500. Those who are not getting 21,000 into 5 by 2. 2 के लिए 21, 3, 5 के लिए कितना? So 21 into 5 by 2. 21 into 3 by 2. Clear or not? So you want the capitals to increase. Total capital कब जरूरत पड़ेगा? When you are adjusting the closing capital, taking total capital as the base. Yesterday's class. Today we are taking Advani's capital as base. Now, net effect adjust in current account. Net effect adjust in current account. A, your capital is 4,500. You want it to be 52,500. Current account से लेके आओ. B, 23,500, 31,500. करंट अकाउंट से लेके आ जाओ, bring it here. And Advani, yours is fine, 21. Your capital is the base. See, you don't need more than 2 minutes. से ज्यादा नहीं लगते हैं आपको ये करने में. Closing capital, PSR, required capital, and net effect. Chalo. Let us complete this 52,500 and all closing capital we should write here. To closing capital, how much you want for the first partner? 52,500, 31,500, 21,000. So from the current account you should get here. Current account. कितना लेके आएंगे? 12 current account से 12,000 and 8,000. Both of them should get. ऐसा नहीं है कि one is bringing and one is taking. 12,000 and 8,000 they should debit the current account and bring it. Then it will tally. Totals will be same, please. यही total आएगा, अब हम लिख नहीं गए. Come to the balance sheet. 52,500 for A, 31,500 for B, 21,000 for Advani, and this side current account. Cash का total कर लो. Always balance sheet में जगह कम पड़ रही है ना. Cash was 2, then 21, then 5, so 26 and 28. Now add the current account here. Current account of Atal. कितना लेके आ रहे हैं? 12,000. Bihari, you have to get 8,000. See, students, many times they interpret current account wrong. Huh? Current account को debit करके you are getting it here. So current account debit balance will be carried forward. Are you understanding? You are crediting current account here in the capital. तो current account को आप debit कर रहे हैं. So that debit balance will be carried forward like capital account credit balance. Now do the balance sheet total. 52,500 plus 31,500 plus 21,000, 28,500, 4,000. 137,500. On this side, minus 4,500, minus 19,000, 1,500, 28,000. Why is that different? कैपिटल कितना लेके आए थे? 21 गुडविल. ये तो करेक्ट है. कैपिटल अकाउंट से करेक्ट. चेक द बैलेंस शीट टोटल. 4,500, 41,350. Are you all doing the total? 19,000, 14,250, 1,500 plus 28,000. I have missed writing datas, I think. Yes. Datas लिखना हम भूल गए हैं. Datas लिखो 9,400 minus provision 500. It was 400. You have increased the provision by 100, 500. So this is coming to 8,900. That's it. 137,500. अब देखो, थोड़ा मैं छोटा कर रही हूँ, तो you can see the balance sheet total. All of you understood how to adjust the hidden goodwill, the closing capital, and the balance sheet. Balance sheet silly mistakes I am doing. Maybe वो तभी के तभी लिखना चाहिए था. When we did 100 provision. I'm waiting. Please say these are superb level of the problems and don't think partnership is going to be this level. And no excuse. You have 3 final accounts in foundation exam. Single entry, balance sheet banana, and non-trading balance sheet. Kabhi of course, in non-trading just prepare income expenditure. वैसे भी आता है, but still. And partnership. So this is very easy. I missed the data account because वो तभी के तभी लिखना चाहिए. When we are increasing provision from 400 to 500, we should write. Clear to all of you? What new you have learned in this question? One second, I'll share the screen. Yeah. क्या नया सीखा आपने? देखो, revaluation account was same. Partners capital account was so super easy. You gave the reserves, the cash, the revaluation, and balance sheet. Old ratio, new ratio. Goodwill, they said 21,000 is the capital according to 1/5. No, so the total capital should be 1,05,000. But after taking all the capital, including 21, reserves, revalue, जो भी capital account का the total is coming only some 89 change. So the difference is goodwill. And goodwill give it to old partners in the sacrificing ratio. If you don't know how to do sacrificing, raise 25,000 goodwill in old ratio, write off in new ratio, you will get the answer. And then I have adjusted the closing capital in PSR, taking the base capital. Yeah. And when I'll share the balance sheet here. I'm just revising. Working note 3 clear hai. 2 के लिए 21, तो 3 के लिए कितना, 5 के लिए कितना, and so on. Yes. I'm sharing the balance sheet and I'm also taking a break. You all also take a break. Look into your watches. 2 minutes, very fast. And one more question for hidden goodwill we are doing. Put me a message if you still have a doubt. Okay, are we all back? We will start the class then. Okay. So one problem for hidden goodwill is done. One more we will do. After 8, 9 sum now. Ninth sum. Okay. Are you getting a grip now how to solve partnership problems? Then final accounts, I mean से इसके बाद admission, death, retirement तो और easy है. Some concepts are new but ठीक है repetition है बहुत सारा. चलो. 8th question was very nice because they said Advani is getting goodwill and taking the capital as base. We have done this. Okay. 9th problem में एक तो printing mistake है इसको सुधार लो. B का capital is 36,000. A and B are partners in the profit sharing ratio 3:2. The balance sheet of A and B is given. Okay, bank overdraft and all. C is admitted with 1/6 share. And the capital also is given. New PSR is also given. C is unable to bring cash for his, one second. C is unable to bring cash for his share of goodwill, and they decided to calculate goodwill on the basis of, ye dekho, C is not bringing goodwill on basis of C's share in profit and capital contributed. Exact same language what we have done. Furniture is to be revalued, inventory, provision, and value of building is to be, ये सब तो routine है revaluations. Prepare the revaluation account and the partner's capital account. Now, because goodwill adjustment is there and weightage of this problem is say 10 marks, they have not asked you to prepare the balance sheet. So it is still more easy, right? Chalo, let us start with 9th question now in your notebook. 9th question in your notebook. Formatting और सब साथ में करो. Problem number 9. Revaluation account. Revaluation account. Partners capital account. Partners capital account. How many partners are there? A and B. And C is admitted. And balance sheet they have not asked us to prepare, we will not prepare. Working note 1. Old PSR for A and B given in the first line of the question, 3:2. New PSR A, B, C already given to you. A, B and C. 3:2:1. Are you observing? Between A and B, the old ratio and new ratio is the same, 3:2, 3:2. So sacrificing the same hoga. Can we write the opening balance? Yes. For A, it is 44,000. For B, it is 36,000, and for C, nil. 44, 36, and nil. Chalo. Now, C was admitted with a capital of 25,000. Bank account debit. But I am not going to bank and doing because I am not preparing the balance sheet. C is unable to bring goodwill, so you have to take goodwill in the ratio. वो करेंगे हम. Can we get first the revaluation profit? Because for goodwill, you have to take the revaluation profit also, right? So let us go to the revaluation account and do all the adjustment. Adjustment number 1. In the fourth one, furniture is to be written down by 870. All right. 870 say reduce the value of furniture. Don't go to the balance sheet and reduce because we are not preparing balance sheet. Inventory is to be depreciated. Stock ka value bhi kam kar do. Stock is to be depreciated by 5%. What is the value of the stock given to you? 21,500. 21,400. और कितने परसेंट से कम कर दो स्टॉक की वैल्यू? 5%. How much you are getting? 21,400 into 5%. 1,070. A provision is required for trade receivables at 5%. Okay. So you need to create a provision. So it's a loss. Revaluation account debit to provision for doubtful debts. Gross data पे करना. Already some provision is there. Don't do blunder. Don't calculate 5% provision on 34,800. That is net. What are datas? 35,000. Iska 5% you want to maintain the provision. 1750. Already you have 200 provision. How much provision you will do? 1550. Take your time. Students are doing mistake here. Net पे नहीं करना. See, dear students, for partnership and final accounts, 2 minute pen नीचे रख के सुनो. Listen. Final accounts, partnership, non-trading, amalgamation company. Listen. Data is an asset. Provision for doubtful debts is just an estimate provision liability. For presentation, we deduct it from the data and we show on the asset side. 2 minutes. I'll close the video. Yeah. So when they say create 5% provision on data, you should do it into the gross data. 35,000 ka 5%, 1750. Or 200 come kar do, 1550. You are getting. Okay? Next. A provision is to be made for outstanding wages. Expense to outstanding. Now expense is a loss. So revaluation account debit. Is journal entry clear or not in your mind? To provision for outstanding wages. Immediate we should go and write in the liability side, but ab zarat nahi hai. The value of building have to be appreciated up to 29,200. Building का value बढ़ा दो. It is 26,000. You want up to go 29,200. 3,200. Investment is to be increased by 450. So if you increase investment account debit to revaluation account. It is found that trade payables include 1,400, which is not to be paid off. So creditors value you want to decrease. Creditors mein na, trade payables means creditors. Are you reading fifth adjustment? It is found trade payables means creditors include a sum of 1,400, which is not to be paid. So creditors are 17,000. Reverse it. Change कर दो. Creditors को debit कर दो and credit it here. Creditors debit 1,400. What is nature of creditors? Credit. Now debit and credit it here. Now check, is there revaluation profit or is there a loss? 3,200 plus 450 plus 1,400, 5050 you are getting, and this side minus 870, 1070, 550. Magic. There is no profit. Somewhere assets have increased, somewhere with the same amount liabilities have decreased. So magical revaluation account got tallied. ऐसे कैसे मैम, कुछ तो loss कुछ तो profit अब नहीं है, जाने दो. Nice variety, know all this. There is no revaluation profit and loss. Okay, right. So revaluation profit loss तो लिखना नहीं है. Now goodwill's part, working note 2. अच्छा, listen dear students. Do we need to adjust the closing capitals? Answer is no. Do we need to prepare balance sheet? No. This is the level of the problem you are going to get in final exam. Ma'am, फिर आपने तो कितने adjustments कराए? First problem I did so many adjustments for practice. Now, calculation of goodwill. Goodwill is decided to be calculated on the basis of profits and capital contribution by C. C for 1/6 share, he is getting 25,000 capital. So according to that, what should be the total capital? 25,000 into 6. 1,50,000 minus A's capital 44,000, B's capital 36,000, C's capital is C's capital is 25,000. Now, are there any reserves or anything? Yes or no? Nothing. What else we will deduct in the capital? Abhi capital itna hai, ab capital itna hona. The difference is goodwill. Reserves, revaluation, profit, nothing is there. So according to this capital, all the three partners' capital put together is not coming to 150. It is less than 150. So the difference 45,000 is goodwill. This is called as hidden goodwill. Ma'am, kaise pata chalega when they say this language? That according to the profit sharing ratio, the capital brought in by partner is this. So what is the goodwill? Okay. Is 45,000 clear or not? Goodwill. Now this goodwill is not brought in cash. So what is C's share in goodwill? C's share in goodwill is 45,000 into रेशियो दिया था ना आपको 1/6 7,500. So now goodwill is not bringing in cash. So can we give this goodwill to old partners in the sacrificing ratio? किसी को डाउट है तो आप बिल्कुल टेबल बनाओ. And if you want me to prepare the table also, दोनों करेंगे. But I told you, listen, A and B, old comma new comma sacrificing ratio is same 3:2. So 7,500 goodwill, give it. C's capital account debit. Why will I debit C's capital account? Why will I debit C's capital account? Because C is not bringing goodwill. 7,500 into 3/5. 4,500. 7,500 into 2/5. 3,000. Okay. See, are you bringing goodwill cash to premium for goodwill? Then fine. If not, we will debit your capital account and credit old partners in the sacrificing ratio. Coincidentally, the old ratio, the new ratio, the sacrificing ratio is same. And this is called as magic. अब हम logic भी करेंगे. Option 2, don't do it in exam, but अभी समझने के लिए तो करो. 2 मिनट लगेगा. Time है, थोड़ा सा करो. Raise 45,000 goodwill in 3:2 ratio. करो सब लोग साथ में करो. ये बहुत बड़ा, you know, this is a big weapon I have told you. हथियार है आपके पास. 45,000 into 2/5. Raise the goodwill in old ratio. Write off in new ratio. What is new ratio? New ratio 5:3:2. 45,000 into 5 divided by 10. 22,500. 45,000 into 3 divided by 10. 13,500. 45,000 into 2 divided by 10. Sorry. New ratio, I missed it. It's same, no? 3:2:1. 3:2:1. New ratio. Write off in the new ratio. 45,000 into 3 divided by 6. Don't sit idle कि दीप्ति मैम कर रहे हैं, मुझे तो समझ में आ गया, लिखो ना. 45,000 into 2 by 6. 45,000 divided by 6. आ गया? Did you get the same answer? Net effect 4,500 credit, 3,000 credit, 7,500 debit. Now you tell me, please, हमने दोनों method किए ना. All of you should give your view. Which method is good, the first वाला or the second one? Which one you are going to do in exam? Clear or not? Goodwill adjustment, I am waiting. Problem अभी तक complete नहीं हुआ है. Problem is not over. First you have calculated goodwill. Total capital minus the existing capital. In that, C share. Debit to his account and credit to old partners in the sacrificing ratio. Let us complete the capital account. किसको credit करेंगे? By C's capital account. 4,500 and 3,000. और C में लिखो to A's capital account. A will give 4,500. To B's capital account 3,000. Closing balance. Closing balance 49,500. 48, 44 and 4,000, no? 48,500. Should we adjust the closing capitals in the PSR? Answer is no. 39,000. See, you have brought 25,000. But you didn't bring 7,500 goodwill. So we have debited your account and this is coming to 17,500. Goodwill is coming to 17,500. Partners capital account. Closing balance आ गया. That's it. No balance sheet. You can make the balance sheet at home. Anyone needs from my side revision of any working note? This was so easy. Revaluation account, there is no profit loss. There are no reserves. No adjustment the closing capital in the PSR. Only trick was goodwill, hidden goodwill. And once you get goodwill, then incoming partner says, no, I'll not bring goodwill. Okay, we'll debit your capital account. Acha, you will bring premium for goodwill. We will put it in the cash account. Last 3 days I have been revising this. As a teacher, I know what I have to make you understand and what I have to make you learn and go. So ये तो learn करके chew करके खा जाना है. See, are you bringing goodwill premium for goodwill? Then cash account debit. You are not bringing your capital account debit. Your capital will reduce. So this problem is over. All working notes are clear. Anyone has missed anything? And I trust when I am taking efforts to solve in 2 ways, you are also doing that. Last one for today. Last one problem for today. Frankly, that's a homework problem. But अब आप लोग बाकी subjects भी पढ़ रहे हैं, आप नहीं कर रहे हो homework, तो हम कर लेंगे साथ में. There's a nice problem where after giving goodwill and reserves and all, they are withdrawing. Then listen to me very carefully. Before I start 7th, I did 6th, 8th and 9th, and now I'm going to 7th question. And before that, listen. You give to old partners in the sacrificing ratio, goodwill, general reserve, sub dena hai. Partner is withdrawing reserve or partner is withdrawing goodwill or anything. Partner is withdrawing means his capital account debit to cash and bank or drawings debit to cash and bank. Is this clear to all of you? So some students, ma'am, he is withdrawing general reserve to bank, but where is general reserve? What is the nature of general reserve? Tell me. Credit. So you debited general reserve and you credited partner's capital account. Now if he is withdrawing that reserve, तो partner's capital account debit होगा या general reserve debit होगा? So the reason of including this problem is you should not do blunder. चलो साथ में एक अच्छी स्पीड से करते हैं, पढ़ते हैं. 7th question. A, B, C are partners sharing profit and losses. D is admitted. D to bring 15,000 capital and premium for goodwill. Half of the premium for goodwill is withdrawn. D is entitled to 1/6 share. Assets will be revalued. Half of the reserves घर लेके गए. Half of the goodwill घर लेके गए. Prepare necessary ledgers and opening balance sheet. ठीक है, चलो. 7th question, last one for admission in your notebook. Problem number 7. First, what account we'll prepare? Revaluation account. Revaluation account. छोटा सा. No memorandum revaluation account. Partners capital account. Partners capital account. And balance sheet थोड़ा बड़ा. After admission of D. Okay, D is also there. So 4 capital accounts we need. ठीक है, 4 बना लेंगे. A, B, C, D. Particulars के आगे और एक अकाउंट बना लो. Particulars के आगे और एक अकाउंट बना लो. A, B, C, D. बैलेंस शीट बनाओ. Working note 1. Problem is very easy. See your speed and my speed. और हम लोग साथ में करेंगे. मैं आपकी स्पीड से ही कर रही हूँ, बट नाउ एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड कॉन्सेप्ट. A, B, C, old ratio 3:2:1. New ratio is not given. D is admitted with 1/6 share. तो 5/6 सबको देना पड़ेगा. A, B, C. 5/6 in the ratio of 3/6. 5/6, 2/6. 5/6 का 1/6 C को मिल जाएगा. बैलेंस 1 - 1/6 हो गया, तो 5/6 का 3/6, 2/6, 1/6. 15/36, 10/36, 5/36. और D 1/6 है ना, तो मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 6 and 6, 6/36. So A, B, C, D. 15:10:2, 5:6. हाँ, almost 15 problems से ज्यादा we have done. PSR करो. And hint is new ratio is also 3:2:1. So sacrificing ratio is going to be 3:2:1. Why? because between them it is 3:2. ये एग्जाम में नहीं लिखना है पर अभी तो लिखो. Old ratio is 3:2:1. New ratio also between A, B, C, so it is 3:2:1 only. Working note 1 is all clear. Chalo, come back to the problem. Finished writing, or should I wait for anyone? Keep giving responses well. Old PSR 3:2:1. New is 15:10:5:6. And you have to yet to do goodwill adjustment. Chalo. Come to partners capital account and write opening balance. 30,000, 20,000, 10,000 nil. 30,000, 20,000, 10,000 nil. Reserves. 29,800, give it to old partners, old ratio. Old ratio में दे दो. 29,800 into 3/6. 14,900. 29,800 into 2/6. Oh, it's coming odd. 9,933. 29,800 into 1/6. 4,967. It's coming odd, so you can round off. Decimals, you save it for costing and FM. Reserves, have you all given? Is my speed fine or not? Everyone is doing nothing new to explain. Admission is over. But this is a super problem for practice. Opening balance you all have written. Reserves you all give. Now, D is to bring 15,000 as capital. 15,000. Immediately in the balance sheet, cash or bank. 2,500 plus 15,000 capital. 15,000 capital. 12,000 as premium for goodwill. Okay, ready. Goodwill, 12,000. 12,000 goodwill, you can give it to old partners. Premium for goodwill. 3:2:1 ratio में दे दो. 12,000 into 3/6. 6,000. 12,000 into 2/6. 4,000. 12,000 by 6. 2,000. Premium for goodwill, give it to old partners in sacrificing ratio because that's the same as old ratio. Those who are not getting, 12,000 is 1/6. Total goodwill is 1,20,000. Raise in old ratio, write off in new ratio. Have I given two effects of goodwill, credit and debit? Answer is yes. Next. Half of the premium for goodwill is withdrawn by partner. ठीक है? Two drawings goodwill. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. Half of the goodwill is withdrawn in cash. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. Half of the goodwill is withdrawn in cash. तो दे दो. Partners capital account debit. Two drawings, मतलब drawings you can write in bracket to cash. They are withdrawing in cash. Don't write to goodwill. Goodwill is withdrawn, but goodwill account is नहीं है. आया cash में, गया cash में. Next. D is entitled to 1/6 share. Now all revaluations. Chalo, come to revaluation account. Asset will be revalued. Land 56,000. It's already 50,000. Are you all reading with me? So land की value 6,000 you increase and come in the balance sheet 50,000 plus increase 6,000 outer column 56,000. Furniture. Furniture is how much? 15,000. Now you have reduced to 12. Sorry. Without analyzing, I took it. Furniture is 15. Now it is 12. So reduce the value of furniture. Furniture credit, revaluation account debit. Furniture is 15. Decrease the value 3,000, 12,000 लेके आ जाओ. Stock. Stock's value is 20. Now you want it to be 16. 4,000, reduce the value of stock. Enough of repetition. Stock. It is 20. You want to reduce it to 4,000. 16. Debtors. 7,500. You want it to reduce by 500. Make a provision. You can't reduce debtors directly because debtors में so many names are there. Ram, Shyam, Ghanshyam. So किसको reduce करना है? So make a provision. Debtors, if you want to reduce, you can't reduce directly. But anyhow, if you're reducing the debtors, it's a loss. Revaluation account debit to provision for doubtful debts. Debtors. Claim of creditor. This is a nice adjustment. Nice. The claim of creditor for 2,300 is paid at 2,000. So in your creditor, creditors are there. 2,300. सिर्फ उसको 2,000 पे नहीं लेके आना है. You have to pay it off. So I want you all to write this in the working note. It's a nice adjustment. Working note 2. Creditors are paid 2,000. So creditor debit 2,300. But cash or bank credit 2,000. Only 2,000 you are paying to the creditor. So 300 is what? Revaluation account, profit. आप आराम से interpret करो. You are reducing your creditors by 2,300, but you are paying them only 2,000. So 300 creditors as it is you are reducing. So it's a profit, no? So let us give the impact of this. Creditors account debit 300. Revaluation credit 300. Creditors account debit by bank. Cash में से 2,000 reduce it all of you. Take your time. आराम से करो. Shall I repeat? Creditors you have reduced by 2,300. But 2,000 to creditors debit and bank credit. It's not touching revaluation account. Creditors debit. Revaluation cash credit 2,000. 2,000 this is. Or baki 300 creditors you have debited, but it's like a profit. So revaluation credit. That's all. Quickly tally your revaluation account and see there's a loss. 7,500. So there's a loss. Revaluation loss transferred to partner's capital account. Are you all getting? Revaluation loss transfer to partner's capital account. To revaluation account, 1200 loss given to all the old partners in the ratio 3:2:1. 1200 into 3 by 6, 600. 1200 into 2 by 6, 400 and 200. Revaluation, if there is a loss, partner's capital account will be debited. Goodwill adjustment is clear to all of you. Now, last line of the problem, they have given half of the reserves are also withdrawn. Okay? Write down one more time. To cash, drawings of reserves. Look at your reserves. 14,900 के half. 14,900 divide by 2. 7,450. 9,933 divide by 2. 4,967. 4,967 divide by 2. 2,483. Half of the reserves are withdrawn. Half of the reserves are withdrawn. Partners capital account debit to cash. Drawing of reserve. If my writing is not clear, I am zooming in. आप लिख लो. Drawings account debit और इसको बोलते हैं reserves. Now, what new you have learned in this problem? Withdrawal of goodwill and reserves. Now, closing balance. Should I adjust the closing balance in the PSR? No, they didn't say. So don't do that. 30,000, 14,900, 6,000. 50,900 minus this 39,850. 39,850. 20,000 plus 9,933 plus 4,000. 33,933. 33,933 minus 2,000 minus 400 minus 4,967. 26,566. 1 rupee difference will come here and there. 10,000 plus 4,967 plus 2,000. 16,967. 16,967. Yeah. C is total I am doing. Minus 1,200 minus 2,483. 13284. 13284 and D का तो same है. He got 15,000 as capital and it's the same. बोलो. No need to adjust the closing capital. चलो टेक डाउन बैलेंस शीट बना रहे हैं हम. पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट A, B, C and D. For A, 39,850, 26,566, 13,284, 15,000. And now most important part, can anyone say what is the last thing I should do before I do balance sheet total? Yes, very quick. Then I feel I have explained. So we are doing everything in the same flow. The new PSR, the goodwill, the revaluations, the balancing of the capital account. What I have not done. Correct. Remaining items which are not changed. Land and building हो गया, furniture हो गया, stock हो गया, data, bills receivable. It's the same. 5,000. No change. Cash and bank का total कर लो. How much it is coming? 2,500 plus 15,000 plus 12,000 minus 2,000. 27,500. Oh no, we have to prepare the cash account. Drawings भी तो है ना? Drawings are also there, no? Or you write it here. Drawings are also there, no? Drawings कितना है? Do the total of drawings. 3 and 5 and 1, 6. So minus. And one more drawings are there. Reserves के drawings कितने हैं देखो. 74504967 plus 2483. 14,900. 6,000 drawing है और 14,900 is also drawings. करो total. 2,900 plus 15,000. Those who are feeling it's confusing, you can make separately T format or add less. Plus 12,000 minus 2,000 minus 6,000 minus 14,900. Now it's correct. Cash is coming 6,600. You all tally, I am waiting. Cash ko tally karo and bills receivable is not changing. So write it as it is. Everyone is getting 6,600. Cash, bank, capital, goodwill, creditors, सब आ गया. चलो, come to liability side. Creditors, no change. Copy it as it is. Bills payable, no change. Copy it as it is. Reserves are already done. Reserves are done. Balance sheet total. 39,850 plus 26,566 plus 13,284 plus 15,000 plus 6,200 plus 4,000. Oh, creditors also change. Why am I doing silly mistake? Creditors 2,300 have gone. No. 2,300 creditors, bye-bye. 300 we are not going to pay and 2,000 we paid. So reduce. 6,200 minus 2,300. Please change creditors. Now do the total. आप लोग करते हैं नहीं ऐसे टोटल क्विकली? रनिंग क्लास में कैलकुलेटर की आवाज आती है. 1,02,600. अभी आवाज आई एम नॉट एबल टू लिसन. नहीं तो आती है, आवाज आती है. टक टक टक. द होल क्लास इज कैलकुलेटेड. $56,000 plus 12,000 plus 16,000, 7,000 plus 5,000 plus 6,000. One zero two six double zero. 102600. 102600 is the balance sheet total. We took 20 minutes to complete this problem, whereas we were never taking less than half an hour to 40 minutes to do one problem. Only new thing I took up this problem was drawings. And second was that creditors adjustment was new. Rest all the problem was easy. Yeah, any doubt, anyone? I'm just scrolling up so that if you have any doubt in revaluation account, there's a loss. Partners capital account, give them reserves.
Ma'am.
Give them cash, withdraw. Revaluation loss, debit.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, please ask, पूछो.
मैम पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट में डेबिट साइड थर्ड स्टेप कैसा कैलकुलेट कर एक्सप्लेन करो ना मैम.
Third step is reserves. Reserves are 14,900. So divide by 2. Good question. Many students, if they don't get, पूछ लेना. 14,900 is your reserve A. You want to withdraw half? 14,900 का half. आ गया?
यस मैम.
9,933 का half. 4,967 का half. वैसे.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
And then you are getting closing balance. It's a nice way of, because this is online class, many times I am calculating in calculator, but how are you calculating? If you are not getting, please ask. चलो म्यूट कर दो अगर आपका डाउट हो गया है तो. ओपनिंग रिजर्व्स, कैश, प्रीमियम फॉर गुडविल. गुडविल भी विड्रॉ नहीं किए ना. गुडविल 6,000, 4,000, 2,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. And now you are getting the balance sheet total.
मैम.
Yeah.
मैम वंस एक्सप्लेन क्रेडिटर्स मैम 2,300 का.
See, creditors, read it. Creditors language is very nice. This is the way you learn the language of accounts. Creditors के लिए they said a claim of creditors 2,300 which is included in your creditors. जितने आपके creditors हैं ना उसमें included है. This is paid at 2,000. So you have paid 2,000. Cash is going out. But these creditors were 2,300. Is there a profit of 300? Creditors, I have to pay you 2,300, but in full and final settlement, I'll pay you only 2,000. 300 profit we have taken to the revaluation account. And 2,000 cash. 2,000 cash minus किए हमने यहाँ पे.
ओके मैम.
And closing cash, frankly speaking, it is little looking hodgepodge. I really missed out that if there are drawings and all, you can prepare a small T format cash account. No, working note 4. It looks pretty good. ठीक है? Everyone else balance sheet is tallied. Then one booster note, 2 minutes, and we will close. I'm closing this file. सबका लिखना भी हो गया. चलो. We are in admission, closing capital, new P. Adjustment of capital account and current account is clear. This note I have given for the closing capital. क्या नया सीखे आज? Whether partners withdraw goodwill. पार्टनर्स गुडविल विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं. वेदर पार्टनर्स विड्रॉ गुडविल और रिजर्व्स. जर्नल एंट्री इज पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट टू बैंक और कैश व्हाटएवर. पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट टू बैंक. कुछ भी विड्रॉ करने दो, जो विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं करने दो. Don't say, ma'am, he is withdrawing goodwill, तो goodwill नहीं आएगा क्या? He is withdrawing reserve, तो reserve will not come or what? No, it will not come. All right. So this is for the third one, third point. और एक point लिखो. Memorandum revaluation account is prepared when assets and liabilities. Memorandum revaluation account is prepared when assets and liabilities are not to be changed. Furniture को बढ़ाना है, but you don't want to change the value of the furniture. Memorandum revaluation account is prepared when assets and liabilities are not to be changed. So we are reversing the effect. First part, profit. Give it to old partners, old ratio. Second part में same loss will come. New ratio में to all partners. Give it to all the partners in new ratio. Give it to all the partners in new ratio. These are the two new points we have studied. And hidden goodwill. वो भी लिखो. Hidden goodwill concept. Hidden goodwill concept. Incoming partner capital. Just say 10,000 for 1/3 share. For 1/3 share. So total capital should be 30,000. Total closing capital should be 30,000 minus opening capital of old partners minus new partners capital. Are you writing with me? कोई पीछे रह गए तो I'll dictate again. Hidden goodwill concept. Incoming partner's capital account, say 10,000 for 1/3. So total capital should be 30,000, but opening capital of old partners and then new partner and reserves and revaluation profit. If this is all, if what you deduct, this difference is hidden goodwill total. Hidden goodwill total. This will give you total goodwill, like we got 25,000 in that problem. Hidden goodwill total. Goodwill in cash. Goodwill brought in cash. Debit cash account. Or goodwill not brought in cash. Debit partners capital account. Tell me, is it clear? If you bring goodwill in cash, D, cash to premium for goodwill, give it to old partners, sacrificing ratio. Goodwill not brought in cash, debit partners capital account. Credit old partners. मैम ये 50 बार लिख लिया है, ठीक है, ब्लंडर नहीं करना एग्जाम में. Credit old partners in sacrificing ratio. Credit old partners in sacrificing ratio. Is this way of writing booster notes helpful? Then develop this habit. Students final में जाके मुझे कॉल करते हैं. I don't teach FR in final. I teach taxation in final. Ma'am, please booster notes कैसे लिखे? तो make the habit now. ये problem में नया क्या सीखा? What I have learned new in this question, you can always write that. ठीक है? So that's all for today. Admission of partnership is over. Study materials problem, do it now. And if you're rushing, you're doing other subjects, at least stick करके पूरे problem देख लो, कुछ doubt है तो bring it to my notice. Especially the unsolved ones which are given. Solutions are there, but chapter के बाद जो दिए हैं. All right, that's all for today. Thank you so much. Bye bye, all of you.